Hey kid, couple things. One, just had a thought about something, when to draw the line with people. I think tolerance can go a long way and can benefit you and the people around you. I think there's things that you should tolerate and can tolerate, or, it's really up to you, but I think the world can be a little nicer if certain things are tolerated. And what I mean is things that make you quirky, things that make another person kind of quirky, maybe even weird, things that are just different or unique about someone, maybe because they're just culturally different, their family's culture is different, or they come from a different culture entirely, but things that generally aren't necessarily harmful, maybe they're a little embarrassing or they draw some attention. I think if you can tolerate those things and not really criticize other people about those kinds of things, that people tend to get along a lot better, and that can be very helpful. But it can cross a line when a person does things that bother you, and they won't accept any responsibility, or they won't agree to change those things, or they don't seem to mind or care that the things that they're doing bother you. That's when you start getting into the area of abuse. And it is a fine line. Sometimes it's a hard line to see, but it really is something different. And when someone, definitely if someone is hurting you on purpose or trying to control you by hurting you to get something that they want, and they don't care at all about how something like that affects you, that's definitely abuse. And I think if you're going to try to say it more clinically, if something like that happens in a pattern where someone's purposely hurting you to get what they want, and then that happens regularly, that's definitely abuse, if you want to put it in a more scientific context. But my point is that you can learn to tolerate people for the things that make them unique, even if they might be a little embarrassing or strange. But when that crosses a line into those things really causing harm to you, you've got to consider if you need to really, what you need to do to protect yourself. And that's fine, that's okay. That doesn't mean that you're an intolerant person. And like I said, of course, if that person doesn't care that those things are bothering you, then there's a much bigger problem with that relationship. It can be hard for people to change, so I can understand that if it's these idiosyncrasies or traits about a person that make them who they are that they really can't change, and they don't want to hurt you, but it's just for whatever reason these things are really ingrained in them, and maybe they try to change those things, but old habits keep coming back. Even that I think there's some leeway with, but I think you can pretty much tell when a person doesn't care that the things they're doing bother you, and you can tell when a person is doing things on purpose to hurt you in order to get what they want. That's pretty serious. So, all right, I love you. See you later.